Hello everyone, with Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Sunday morning, October 1, 2023. Now before I jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section letting me know what the that's been like in your area recently. Also feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. I respond to all comments and I really live for this stuff. Alright, so let us take a look at the forecast for the month of October by the CFS, the Climate Forecast System. We're looking at Jamaica. We see Jamaica right here, and we do see that Jamaica is embedded in some whites and some slight greens that represent average to slightly above average rainfall, as we can see by the key on the right. What do the other models show? Because we're looking for consensus. The CANSIPS model is a bit more robust, showing even more greens across even majority of the Greater Antilles and the Northern Caribbean. And all of those greens represent some amount of above normal rainfall for the month of October. But do we see consensus on the last model? On the NMME model, we see consensus with what the CFS was showing at first. More in the way of some lighter shades of greens, especially to the northern portions of the island, even some of the average rainfall in there as well. So I'm more inclined to believe what the CFS and the NMME models are showing, considering that there is some amount of agreement as opposed to what the CANSIPS model is showing. CANSIPS is the outlier. The CANSIPS is showing something that the other models aren't in terms of the amount of rainfall that's expected. Either way, it's just a waiting game at this point as it relates to what the CARICOF is showing. That's the Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum. We do see that Jamaica is embedded in some amount of that looks like whites that represents some average rainfall for Jamaica, and we do see the blues across sections of the northern and eastern Caribbean right there. So I want for you also to keep in mind that this is valid for the months of October, November, and December. So we're gonna have to keep watch to see exactly what unfolds in terms of the rainfall. As relates to the temperature forecast by the CARICOF, we do see that Jamaica is still embedded in some orange colors that represent some above normal temperatures, valid for October to December. So ensure that you try your very best to stay hydrated. If you have air conditioning, use it more often, even though the bills can get ridiculous. Try your very best to beat the heat as much as possible. As relates to the next 7 days in terms of rainfall, so we're only looking at the next 168 hours. That totals up to the next 7 days, just like what the U.S. National Hurricane Center would do with their 7-day graphical tropical weather outlooks. They're looking at the next 7 days in terms of the rainfall totals. And we do see that we indeed have some amount of rainfall in store for sections of Jamaica. GFS is a bit more robust, showing some slight purples that represent even up to 2 inches of rainfall. The Euro model for the same time period is showing more in the way of those blues that represent up to at least close to 2 inches, maybe 1.75 of 1.75 inches of rainfall. We'll see exactly what unfolds. We know these things go. It's just a waiting game at this point, but keep in mind that this is all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 7 p.m. on Saturday, October 7. Alright, so let us take a look at what the U.S. National Hurricane Center is showing on their 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. We do see that we don't have any possible cyclone formation areas, but we do see that we still have Tropical Storm Philippe and Tropical Storm Marina. And if we take a look at Philippe, it's right there off to the east of the Caribbean. Lots of cloud showers and thunderstorms associated with it. It is moving to the west right now at 7 miles per hour, and it's packing maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour, and it's expected to move towards the northwest and then eventually to the north, possibly even becoming a hurricane. As relates to what Rina is showing, Rina is still a storm right now, but it's expected to dissipate back to a tropical depression Right now it's packing maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, and it's moving towards the northwest at 14 miles per hour. And we do see that Philippe has a larger wind field than Rena at this time. It's definitely the stronger storm, as we can see on the surface map. We do see that we also have a tropical wave to the east of those systems across the central main development region, and we also have some lines right here across portions of the Greater Antilles, Turks and Caicos, Cuba, Hispaniola, maybe even sections of Jamaica that indicate a trough. So definitely some rainfall is going to be in store, maybe today, tomorrow, and even into Tuesday. Let's just take a look at the visible satellite images as the sun came up. We can see that we have some amount of cloud cover, thunderstorm activity taking place where we have that trough across sections of the Turks and Caicos, sections of Hispaniola, the Southern Caribbean, sections of the Eastern Caribbean where we have Tropical Storm Philippe and Rena. Lots of cloud cover, low level clouds taking place, even showers and thunderstorms, especially across sections of Barbados right there. We'll be talking more about the weather across the Caribbean later on. Let's focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's post about the weather across Jamaica for Saturday. I want for you guys to keep in mind that if you don't see me posting on our YouTube page, we're definitely posting on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok pages. So ensure that you follow us there. So we can see that a post was made highlighting the prediction for the rainfall for Saturday, and we saw the blues that represent rainfall across sections of some eastern, central, western Jamaica on both the Euro and the JFS malls. No eastern parishes, we're talking about the parishes in the county of Surrey. Central parishes, we're talking about the parishes in the county of Middlesex. Western parishes, we're talking about the parishes in the county of Cornwall. And what ended up happening? A post was made on our Twitter page, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok pages, highlighting the infrared satellite images at about 3:25 p.m., showing clouds bring overcast skies and some isolated thunderstorms as well to sections of some eastern, central, and western parishes. So definitely northern St. Andrew, sections of St. Catherine, northern St. Catherine that is, sections of Clarendon, Manchester, sections of Hanover, Westmoreland, St. James, definitely got in that afternoon thunderstorm activity. And we have confirmation from some of our commenters confirming the rainfall. Limited edition stating thunder rolling and a little lightning, small amount of showers Clarendon side. And Twisty the Sheen stating thunderstorm started in Mobay. So definitely we had that rainfall, so it wasn't confined to the north coast or the south coast. It was definitely all across the board from eastern, central, and western Jamaica. We even have Shawnee Reynolds confirming the rainfall in their area of Jamaica for Saturday. Alright, so let's just take a look at the visible satellite images this morning for Jamaica. We do see that we have clear skies across most areas. However, we do see some light clouds right there across sections of some northern parishes, maybe sections of eastern St. Anne, northern St. Mary got in on some amount of isolated rainfall this morning, as well as maybe even eastern Portland. And we do see that we don't have much taking place on the infrared satellite images. We know the infrared satellite images show the high cold cloud tops, and we do see those high cold cloud tops right there to the southwest of Jamaica. Taking a look at the Doppler radar images right now, we do see where we have that rainfall as indicated by the greens and the yellows, moderate rainfall to some slightly heavy rainfall to the northeast of Portland. Taking a look at the temperatures right now, we have 27 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston, and as the day progresses, temperatures should be getting up. This is about 2 p.m. Sunday, and we do see 29 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 30 degrees Celsius in Kingston. Taking a look at the dry air map, we do see that majority of the Caribbean has a lot of moist areas indicated by those blues. The driest areas right there across the northern main development region and the eastern Atlantic. Jamaica is in the clear. Taking a look at the Saharan dust forecast, 2 p.m. on Sunday shows some slight browns that represent hazy weather to the north of Hispaniola. Across sections of the main development region as well, Jamaica should be in the clear for today. As relates to the wave forecast, we do see that for 12 p.m. on Sunday, we have light blues, and that's representative of 0.5 meter wave heights, and that's due to the fact that the winds are not going to be strong at all, only up to at least 5 knot winds. So it's definitely going to be making the place feel even hotter than it actually is. And as usual in the afternoon hours, we have that air piling up across sections of some central and western parishes right there, as indicated by those darker shades of blues. And what usually happens, we have those cumulus clouds becoming cumulonimbus clouds, then we have that afternoon convection. And with the upper level winds coming in more from the east for today, definitely going to be seeing more in the way of overcast sky showers and thunderstorms across sections of some central and western parishes in Jamaica, especially inland areas. Even when we take a look at the precipitation forecast for 3 p.m. today, we do see the blues that represent rainfall across those spots. So definitely a section to some eastern, central, western parishes, especially inland areas of Jamaica. When we say inland areas, we mean sections of northern parishes, let's say the northern section of the southern parishes in Jamaica and the southern section of the northern parishes in Jamaica definitely are going to be getting in on that rainfall. And we do see the consensus with the accumulated precipitation forecast that yes, there is rainfall in store, but in terms of the totals, we do see that the Euro is a bit more robust, showing up to 0.27 of an inch of rainfall. GFS not so robust, showing up to 0.12 of an inch of rainfall for the totals. So it does show rain, but not much. Definitely some isolated rainfall for Sunday afternoon, but we'll take what we can get. We're now in the month of October. We usually receive a drastic increase in the amount of rainfall for this month. It's our main rain month in Jamaica. We'll take all the rainfall that we can get before we start going into our dry season. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let's focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So we can see that we do indeed have some amount of rainfall taking place across majority of the Eastern Caribbean, as we can see by those clouds, especially across the Windward Islands, sections of Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines definitely have those clouds sucking into Tropical Storm Philippe, so they're definitely getting on some amount of rainfall that could trigger some amount of flash flooding as well. You can also see it across sections of the Leeward Islands as well, even sections of Puerto Rico getting in on some amount of rainfall this morning, Hispaniola, sections of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Some clouds passing to the south of Jamaica. We do see some heavy weather right now taking place across sections of Colombia, Panama, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, sections of the Yucatan Peninsula, and even sections of Florida. Let us take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean right now. And we do see where we have the confirmation, like what we just saw in the satellite images, that rainfall across sections of St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the US and British Virgin Islands, and sections of Puerto Rico. Look at northern Puerto Rico, definitely getting in on some amount of rainfall. It was definitely raining across sections of eastern Puerto Rico earlier this morning, but now it has dissipated across the eastern side of the island. Majority of the rain is across the northern section of the island at this time. Taking a look at the Barbados radar, we do see where we have the rainfall coming in from the west. All of that rainfall is starting to suck into Tropical Storm Philippe. So we don't see the rain that we usually have coming in from the southeast or the east. Definitely an unusual direction, but it's definitely bringing on the rainfall and the flash flooding as well. You can see it across sections of St. Vincent, the Grenadine Islands, sections of St. Lucia, Barbados, definitely getting in on that. Don't see much taking place across Trinidad and Tobago at all at this time. Taking a look at the wider view of Doppler radar images, we do see that rainfall right there across sections of Florida. We do see that rainfall that we just mentioned across the Eastern Caribbean. And we do see that rainfall that we just mentioned across sections of Puerto Rico. Taking a look at the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Sunday today, we do see that majority of the Caribbean should be in the clear. Majority of the browns that represent Saharan dust is across the main development region or across sections of Turks and Caicos to the north of Hispaniola. As relates to the wave forecast for today, at 12 p.m. today, we can see that majority of the Caribbean should be getting anywhere from 0.5 to at least 1.5 meter wave height. It's only that area that's closest to Tropical Storm Philippe, the Leeward Islands right there, that are going to be getting some maybe 2 meter wave heights or more. As we know, these systems pack winds of 25 knot or more, which explains those high winds. Right there, 25 knots represented by the yellows, purples maybe 30 to 35 knots. And we do see that the rest of the Caribbean are going to be getting anywhere from 5 to maybe even 15 knots coming in from the east for the most part, and from the southwest for the eastern Caribbean side, which explains the rainfall that we're getting right now. Taking a look at the rainfall totals right now, the forecast, we do see that we have some amount of rainfall in store for the eastern Caribbean. Maybe some isolated flash flooding could take place. We do see it on both the Euro and the GFS malls. Keep in mind that all of this map is showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Sunday. We do see rainfall across sections of Puerto Rico, the Leeward Islands, the Windward Islands. Not so much for sections of the northeastern section of South America. So sections of Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana should be in the clear, but we do see that rainfall across sections of Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, sections of Guatemala, Belize, the Yucatan Peninsula, sections of Florida, the Bahamas, Cuba, and Hispaniola. And we do see consensus on both the Euro and the GFS malls. We do see that both of them are showing the same thing, and when they're showing the same thing like this, the chance of it still happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for